This is Spencer, CEO of Telin. I'm sitting with Kyle, managing partner, and TJ from LMI. TJ, thanks so much for sitting down with us today.
Thank you for having me, Spencer. Appreciate it.
And thanks for coming to the event. I hope the first day was successful so far.
It always is, and is always a fun time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've got a little cocktail hour tonight we can look forward to.
Yep.
And then, not too much. We've got advanced training tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, the advanced stuff, always fun.
Absolutely. So we were talking a little earlier, and thank you for sitting down so we can talk about this. We were talking about Whitelabel billing and how that's brought increased value to your company.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little?
Yeah, it's really a super complex thing that you guys make simple. The best example I can give you is our company as a whole has spent probably over the last 5 years $1 million alone in taxation. Okay,
Oh, wow.
We're in the U.S. and Canada, so you get into different tax municipalities and different in Canada. The taxation is even more complicated than that. So we partnered with other companies on our ERP system to do this taxation. Super expensive, super complicated. We had to hire programmers to do that specific thing. I came to Kyle and I said, Kyle, I have a problem. I said, I've got to go spend tens of thousands, possibly $100,000 more dollars to program our system to do telco taxing, which is intimidating in its own for a customer or anybody. And Kyle's like, well, we have a platform that does that for you. And I'm like, tell me more. And so, as we started diving into this, I was like, Kyle, you've got something here that's a game changer for us being a mid-sized business. Even for the SMB guys, it's truly a game changer. It makes taxation easy. It's easy to explain to the customer. It gives us flexibility to go in and kind of estimate to a certain extent what a customer's taxation could be. Now that could vary, we explain that, but it's just a great tool to make it easier on the business owner and your salespeople to make a sale.
And how easy was that to get set up? I know you mentioned that you worked with Kyle.
Yeah.
Configuration.
Well, as with anything with Telin that I run into, my frustration always has been with telco is you get these people who have been doing it for years and years and years, right? And I'm not that guy. I'm an IT guy who's done IT for years and years and years. I needed help on the telco. Anytime I call Telin for something, I get support that is unmatched through any vendor that I truly have. I've got some really good vendors, don't get me wrong, but you guys go above and beyond and help us tackle taxation and configuration. And I bring Kyle up, Kyle, how do I do this? Or James, how do I do this? And you guys help us figure that out, no matter how complex or simple. Sometimes I make something way more complex than it needs to be. That you guys make it easy for everybody all around.
Right. And specifically on the setup, Kyle, what are your thoughts on how LMI is?
It's nice because what I like about how LMI set it up is they standardize. They have a standard process and how they do this. They're not making up new methods on how to take this to market on every single new opportunity that they run into. Frankly, TJ, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know how many support calls I've gotten on Whitelabel billing from you, but I could count them on one hand.
Maybe two.
And for such a complicated, part of the business, which is taxation and compliance.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what else. We have a whole the department that does accounting. And I said, Kyle, I'm going to have to turn you over to them. I'll listen, but I can't help here. It's not what I do. And it doesn't matter who you guys talk to. You guys were able to talk on that level, at the accounting level, which is just voodoo magic to me. And to the more technical side of it too. So yeah, it's just, I can't stress enough how impactful that has been of a product. Take the technical part out of it, that one thing right there was huge for us. It was really complex in the beginning when we started. We were trying to do, the customer would get a bill from this SIP trunk provider and would get the taxation along with that, plus our service included with it. We're able to wrap it up into one neat bow, and here's your bill with all of it included.
And what I've seen with the taxation piece is there's like a nice curve of, it's an upfront time investment. You know, I need to understand how TJ's selling this so
Right.
I can provide the proper advice. TJ needs to understand what these ramifications are, what the applicable tax burdens might be in these different jurisdictions. But after you get over that initial hump, I mean, this is monthly recurring billing that's taking place, and day to day, it doesn't change that much. You know, you have any
It just goes.
they bill.
Yeah, it just goes. It just goes.
Yeah, so it's up front. You know, we had some meetings, hammer out those details. It's always important with the taxation stuff. The devil's in the details there, but really, it's pretty smooth sailing.
You know, in speaking to that, you say it took a long time. What, we spent 5 hours maybe? Total? I'm telling you, we spent years on the taxation piece of our ERP system. That didn't include telco tax. That's how complex and convoluted and complicated it can be, and it made it simple.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad that, you know, and I know you have such a close relationship with
Yeah.
Kyle, and you guys have been working together for so long, and that's really great to see.
Yeah.
You know, our partnership with you is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
We're very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
We were also talking about, you know, one of your, you know, success stories that stands out.
Yeah, it was actually our first. We have been providing services since 1962,
Okay.
right? And we've evolved as a business from light bulbs and pulling coax cable to where we are today in the 21st century doing advanced AI and things like that. So we've done all these services, but phones is one thing as an IT person. When my CEO walked in and said, "We're selling phones now," and I said, "No, we're not." And he said, "Yes, you are, and here's why." And he showed me, you know, the potential profit in that, and I was like, "Yes, I am." But it's scary, right? I've done IT for 28 years of my life. I could make a computer. Phones scared me. And we started out trying to do it ourselves. Find a SIP trunk provider, find a hosting partner, this and that, the other. So we had like 5 pieces that came together, which I'm sitting here going, no, it's still completely complex. And 3CX actually referred us to you guys and said they can make your pain go away. And I'm thinking in my head, no way. I hate this stuff. But you did. You made the pain go away. You simplified things for me. You listened to me when I was struggling, and you listen to me when I'm not struggling, and it's a beautiful thing. And as much as I know you told me you appreciate me, I appreciate y'all that much as well. It's rare to find a vendor that goes above and beyond like you guys do. I truly mean that. Truly mean that.
I remember getting an email, you know, at the start of this relationship, and it was just a friendly email from 3CX saying like, hey, these guys are serious, but they might require a bit more attention just because they're a higher level company. There's going to be more variables to follow. It's honestly been smooth sailing. It's been
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah. Our first customer, they had a bill for our services and then the SIP bill. We didn't know what we were doing. We were just buying whatever phones we could find that were, you know, within the price range we needed to sell them at. And I think when I had the first call with Kyle, I said, Kyle, they're having voice quality issues, they're having this, and you gave me a couple of pointers. We went and did that, made it better. And it took us about 2 weeks to get them straightened out. We got them straightened out because I literally turned to Kyle, and I tell everybody this. I turned to Kyle, I said, Kyle, tell me what to buy. Tell me what phone to use. Tell me how to set this thing up. I don't care if it costs more than I need it to cost. As long as it works, that means more to me than anything. And the main thing was I needed support. I needed to be able to call somebody when we got stuck, and I didn't have that. And that's what you guys bring.
That partner success program, kind of wrapping all of those related services, you know, kind of sounds like that's been like the winning formula for you.
Absolutely. And your platform's great. Your infrastructure is great. You know, you get with some of these other providers, and they're, you know, they have up-down issues and all that. We've never had any of that. It's just been smooth. Just been smooth.
And you know what? I know you guys do a lot of different things.
Yes.
But this, from at least my perspective, this 3CX side, you've been really putting rubber on the road.
Oh, yeah.
You've been seeing a lot of success. I see the new requests come in. You know, every week something's getting put on.
Yeah.
Put on the line, really.
Yeah. Yeah. By the end of our projection is by the end of the year, we'll have quadrupled the number of instances that we have with you guys and the number of extensions. Basically, we count everybody as an extension, like no matter what it is. So, you know, we'll be in the thousands of extensions. And, you know, we may have 2 people with 2 extensions and we may have 200 extensions in a building. It doesn't matter to us. But I just have peace of mind. I don't worry about it.
Yeah, it works.
It just all works.
Yeah.
The taxation works, everything works. And if I have a problem, I call and it gets fixed. It gets fixed quick too. It's not like, you know, some providers, the other phones we were using, you know this story, the other phones that we were using, we had problems with the physical phone itself. Yeah. And it took me 2 weeks to get a question answered on those. And
really?
I turned to Kyle and I said, what do I need to buy? He said, you buy this, we can always fix it. And that has been
pretty easy to your clients.
The seat I sat in, the more I have to touch it, the less I make, right? Yeah. So if I don't have to touch it, then I win. I make money, and then I can retire and live on the beach, right? It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful.
And I have to ask, you know, we put a lot of time and development into our one console. What's your feelings around the, you know, ordering capability and
so full disclosure, I don't live my life in there. Like, I have people that live their life in there, and I'm constantly saying, you know, what can we tell Telin to do to the one console or the ordering platform or the taxation platform to make it better? I went to my guys before we came down here to the conference and I said, give me a list of things to go back to them, and notice I don't have a list.
I was going to say, I haven't heard anything.
I don't have a list. We talk about things from time to time, little tweaks and all that stuff. And you guys have always adapted that to what the customer needs, and that's appreciated. I love the monitoring inside of there. That's what we really sell, is monitoring and uptime to a customer, right? So it stays up on one of our screens in our knock.
Oh, terrific.
And we're watching that all the time.
We were hoping that people would use it like
that's
that.
The vision. Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, when you have, you know, I've got 60 some odd people looking at those screens every day, having that in real time was a game changer for us. So I know if something's going in the red, so to speak, right? And I can address that. And to be quite honest, I address that by making more money.
Right.
Typically, because they're getting close to usage limits and stuff like that. So that's been awesome. The ordering piece has been super easy. Kyle makes that easy for us. We call Kyle, or we go to the platform now and order the majority of what we order. And
I saw him talking to Marshall the other day. I saw he threw another one in there.
Yeah. And believe me, if you can make Marshall happy, he's probably watching this right now going on. But yeah, Marshall does primarily all of our procurement. He does it from the website now for the most part, unless we got something odd that we need to talk to Kyle about. It's all there. We just order it and do our thing. Yeah.
Keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
That's great. TJ, thanks again. I said it before, I'll say it again. Really appreciate working with you, you know, growing with you. You know, appreciate the kind comments on the one console. We like to say, you know, build for partners, by partners. So any feedback in the future, definitely let us know. And obviously coming in person to this event, you know, the support is always appreciated. And we'll see you, and we'll keep doing these, and hope you and the team can join us.
Yeah, we will. And we appreciate you guys. More than you'll ever know, we appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Spencer. Thank you. Appreciate it.